Business Takeout presents The Takeout Effect with Banki. The Takeout Effect brings real conversations in business.
Welcome to The Takeout Effect. The Takeout Effect brings real conversations in business. I'm your host, and my name is Banki. The Takeout Effect is brought to you by Business Takeout. Business Takeout is a nonprofit social enterprise. Its mission is to increase Black wealth and empower Black entrepreneurs. Today's guest is a goddess when it comes to manifestation. She is the founder of Fem Magic. She sells top luxury feminine care products. Please welcome Maat Petrova. Hi, Matt. Hi, Maat. How are you doing today? We're here.
Yes.
There's so much that we're going to cover today. We want to know more about who you are as a person. We want to understand your entrepreneurship journey, women empowerment, business tips, and so much more. And
Okay.
also, there's a game towards the ending of the show called Business Confessions. So
Okay.
we're going to find out if you have a business confession.
Oh, a business confession. I got to think about that. There aren't too many confessions and secrets
That's
with me.
true.
Yeah.
But before we do all of that, let's hear a message from our sponsor.
All right.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So we're gonna dive right into it. Maat, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, who are you as a person?
Who am I? That's so general. Okay, so my name is Maat Petrova. I am owner of a feminine care company, Fem Magic, women's empowerment, and sexual health brand. I am a mother of 3 daughters, and I'm of Caribbean descent, Trinidadian, from Brooklyn as well. And I currently live in Atlanta. And in general, that's who I am.
And what personality do you think makes up Maat?
Oh. Oh my gosh, personality. Okay. So, I'm a mixture, sometimes I could be very laid back and peaceful. I'm an extremely peaceful person, but then on another end, I could be a firecracker and I could be super live and, I guess really spontaneous. So yeah, I have those 2 different sides of me, just super peaceful and calm. And then there's the live wire side of me.
Amazing. And as we go throughout the interview, I can see how that your personality traits come to light in your manifestations, which we're gonna get into later on.
Okay.
In terms of, and I love that you said you're from Trinidad. I was born in Chaguanas. Yes.
Oh wow! Get out.
Your entrepreneurship journey. How did it all start for you?
It started. Hold on, let me switch this. Okay. So my entrepreneurship journey began actually as early as when I had my first daughter. I had some smaller companies called Reason to Be Vegan and another one called Empress Enterprise. And Empress Enterprise was an event company. And I would throw female MC showcases with Empress Enterprise. And then Reason to Be Vegan, I created with my partner vegan desserts. So that was reason to be vegan. That was in, when I was like 19, 20. So, entrepreneurship is in my blood. I love to just be my own boss.
Yeah.
However, Fem Magic came about in 2015 when I began some online services. I did some online courses. And later on that year, in December, I launched my first product. So for anyone with a business, I always tell them, get a product ASAP. Get a physical product ASAP. Yeah.
I so agree with you on that because I do service-based, I do graphic and web design,
Mm-hmm.
but I just started to get into doing my own products, like an ebook, just doing
Mm-hmm.
books and journal books and stuff like that. Just getting more products in there as a second form of income apart from the services that I offer. So
Exactly.
definitely.
Yeah.
Um, so in terms of the value that you bring to your customers from your products, right? I
Mm-hmm.
was on your YouTube and I was listening to your affirmations and manifestations. And I was like, what I loved a lot about it is the way that it made me feel,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then even as I was listening to it, I got a message from WhatsApp, and someone asked me, "Hey, you're interviewing Matt," and she goes, "Oh, I love her energy. It's just one of your followers, right?"
That's crazy.
She says,
That's
"I love."
crazy. While you were listening to Ritual, which is my album on all streaming platforms, it's spelled
Mm-hmm.
Ritual as in wealthy,
Yes,
RICHTUAL, right? So you were listening to Ritual, and then you said one of my supporters hit you up
yes.
about you interviewing me. Wow, that's
And
amazing.
one of the things that she said was she loves your energy.
Mm.
And I'm like listening and I'm getting the energy from listening to you on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
then I'm like looking at the products that you sell, the way you embody it, and the way you
Mm.
make people feel.
Yeah,
It's really what I'm trying to say is sometimes as a business person, you have
yeah,
to be able to evoke an emotional response to get someone to buy or sell, get someone to buy your product, right?
yeah, yes.
And I believe that you captivated that by the way that you branded yourself,
Mm.
right? Just by being authentically you, right?
Yeah,
Just being who you stand for, you're able to emanate that in the product that you sell, which I think is really beautiful.
thank you so much. That means a lot. Um, I love the fact that you stated over everything, you like the way you felt. You
Yes,
didn't say you remembered a specific line that you plan on repeating in your head. You said you like the way you felt. And the feeling is really what I always stress when it comes to especially manifesting and just like being happier. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel happy? What uplifts you? Go with that and get thing that brings you down. That's a Debbie Downer, that doesn't serve you, as they say, because in those good feelings, then you'll begin to attract more good things. Wealth,
yes,
abundance, all of that, those are good feelings. You know what I mean? So if you want more of that, you have to invoke more of the good feelings. So whatever makes you feel good, listen to it, be around it, smell it, taste it, touch it, you know? So yeah.
and I even feel that's even more important as an entrepreneur. When you are an entrepreneur, what I do, I'm in front of the computer all day, most
Mm-hmm.
of the day, right? And really and truly, it can be draining. It can be overwhelming,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But when you are able to empower people to talk to really get into how they should feel,
Yeah.
change their mindset is what I like.
Yeah.
Um, can you share with me any self-care tips that you can offer for entrepreneurs um, who are on the journey to improving their quality of life as well as their business?
To increase their quality of life as well as their business.
Yes.
Self-care tips for one is the number one self-care tip for an entrepreneur is take a break. Take several breaks. Take breaks when you feel like your mind is being overloaded. Take a break when you feel like you're a little frustrated. Take a break when you feel like you're not getting the right answer and you're unclear. Take breaks. Take breaks. Don't just wait till self-care Sunday to take a break. Take breaks throughout the day. You
That's
know,
true.
people who smoke cigarettes have the idea. So
Yes, they do.
they do. They
They
do.
do.
Okay. But I would say take those cigarette breaks without the cigarette. Take those breaks with some tea. Take those breaks with just freaking sitting there and breathing. Okay. Take those breaks with some aromatherapy. Take a break. It's essential. If you don't take the break, it doesn't mean that you're being unproductive, doesn't make you lesser than a person who desires to make this happen. No, this means that you want this to happen more than you desire, because who's the person creating this business? You. So therefore you need to be well in order to create it, and to service the people the way you need to. So the number one tip I would give is to take a break, and don't just wait till Sundays to do it. Take a break.
That is amazing advice, and I definitely agree with you. There is a quote here that says, "A queen does not stress, panic, or force anything. She operates with ease and flow. She trusts it's working out in her favor. She delegates her she delegates with the universe and aligns with her desired outcome." And I found that on your Instagram. I've been stalking you.
First of all, I was like, as you were reading, I was like, "Ooh, that's some good stuff." Ooh. Then as you read it more, I was like, hold on. I wrote that. Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. I call each of my years a theme, right? So like the year before this year was alignment. No, it was health.
Mhm.
The year before that, 2020, it was alignment. So on and so forth. So this year, my the theme of my year is called ease and flow. Okay.
Nice.
So the fact that you read that, and I don't know how long ago I wrote that. I think it was before this year, but this year is about ease and flow. And the reason why that's important is because, even though I say, she doesn't stress, she attracts, she aligns. Sometimes our past traumas and past memories of how things didn't work out, of how things unfolded in a negative way, can set in. And then we forget about that ease and flow. We forget, we detach ourselves from the universal consciousness, which allows us to be connected to the abundance. Um, Having that ease and flow, you have to have faith in the unknown, because sometimes it's not at arm's reach. Sometimes you can't see the numbers in your bank account. Sometimes you don't see it in your back office. Sometimes you can't really physically see it happening, and there may not be too many signs of it happening. But you have to stay so divinely connected to the unknown, and knowing that you don't know what's happening. You
Mhm.
don't know when it's going to happen, but you have to stay steadfast and focused and faithful, and knowing that you're favored. And as long as you're alive, it's going to happen.
Yes, and I agree with you on so many levels. Would you say it has a lot to do with surrendering, not putting your hopes and dreams into one bucket, and just surrendering, what your problems are, or surrendering in general, just to get a better outcome?
I think absolutely surrendering is one way to put it, because a lot of people like to control. A lot of people like to feel like they have control, and to think that that I'm asking you to have faith in the unknown, which is nothing really to hold on to. People can lose their mind from that,
Yeah.
because when they are in control, they feel like even if they're holding on to something bad, that's no longer good for them, even if they're just, at least they know it exists. So they'd rather hold on to controlling a situation as opposed to relinquishing the control and surrendering themselves to the process, you know?
Yes, trust
So,
the process.
yeah, I agree. Surrendering, relinquishing control, and having more faith and being divinely connected. A way that you can learn to release control is by connecting more to yourself. And you connecting more to yourself, you as a divine being, a spirit having a human experience, then you'll feel more connected to the universe. And in you being connected to the universe, you'll be more tapped in intuitively and just have more faith in being able to relax. Just relax and
Let it
allow
go.
travel, you know? Yeah.
Amazing. Looking at this another picture from your Instagram, um, and I thought this picture was so powerful. When it comes to women empowerment as an entrepreneur, what are some things that you do to contribute to that?
So in 2015, before I even had products, I began doing these goddess gatherings in 2015. And that's what my event that I have coming up, my conference called Feminine You in August, is the second one I'll be doing. That's pretty much like an evolved version of those goddess gatherings because they started out in Piedmont Park and now I'm doing them in hotel conference rooms. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So what was the question?
Just things that you do for women
Oh,
empowerment.
yeah. So what do I do? Right. So for one, I help them to tap into vulnerability. I have them do what I call the reflection exercise at my events where they have to stare into the eyes of another woman, a stranger. And more times than not, everybody's in tears by the end of that exercise, you know, because you're releasing fears, you're releasing control, you're humbling yourself to your true self. You're humbling this ego self to your true self because this person is looking you dead in your eye. There's no lies there anymore. You can't lie anymore. You can't put on up a facade anymore.
That's true.
No. So most people just break down into just like a vulnerable state, and a lot of them end up crying, and it's just a beautiful exercise, you know, to see women going through that and to open up in that way and feel like they tap deeper into another part of themselves. And then I talk to them about feminine energy and the difference between feminine and masculine energy so that they can see the difference in knowing, hey, am I more feminine or am I more masculine? Because the more a woman is tapped into her feminine energy, the more she's tapped into her innate powers. I encourage women to be more tapped into their feminine energies because that is where our powers lie. So that's the reason why I kind of break down the feminine energy, the masculine energy, so that they can know the difference first.
Mhm.
You have to become aware of it, right? Um, and so I talk to them about that. And then I have other speakers who come in to help them develop themselves in different areas, financially as women, relationship wise as women. So yeah, these events that I throw, they're holistic, you know, so they're talking about mind, body,
Yeah.
spirit, financial, love, relationships, sisterhood. Um, so yeah, that's what I do. I help women to tap more into their feminine energy, their holistic sexuality. And what I mean by that is, you know, my products are focused on your sexuality, our reproductive organs as women, the pads, the tampons, the yoni eggs, the vag elixirs, the coochie wash, feminine wash. All of those are dedicated to feminine reproductive organs, and the health of our reproductive organs. You know, in my work, I found that so many women have issues with fibroids and cysts and imbalances. So it's my objective to share with women that we can overcome and we can heal ourselves through,
Yeah.
right? I grew up with herbs because of my Caribbean background. You would know, it's second nature to drink sorrel, which is
Yeah.
hibiscus tea.
Do that
It's
right now.
nature to baby drinking sea moss upon straight out the womb, you know. But it wasn't until like the pandemic that people learned about these herbs, But I grew up with these herbs, so it's my objective to show women that we have these resources with nature, through nature, to heal ourselves, and the power within ourselves to heal ourselves. We don't have to continue to suffer silently. We don't have to continue to experience pain. There are tools, there are resources out here for us to use to have a better quality of life. So that's my objective, to share that with women, because a lot of us just don't know. And so we're left with uh the what do you call it, the traditions passed down from our grandmothers and our mothers that aren't good for us, the chemicals, the chemical filled medications and the pads and the tampons with the chemicals, and and the mentality that goes with that. So
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
There's a few questions I want to ask. You
Hmm.
said so much, which is great. I want to know about, in terms of your event. I want to know how, for it's in August. It's called the Feminine You. It's a women's conference. Um, I know August is quite a bit away. For anyone who might be interested in joining in, or even knowing more about it, how can they? Is it on your website?
Yes, it is on a website, or they can just click the email on my Femagic page on Instagram, FEMMAGIC, and my team will definitely respond to them with any kind of links or anything. Or in the meantime, they could just well, that might be a little hard, but I was about to say they can sign up for my texting, which is, the number is 1-833-533-1968, and if you text the word Femagic VIP to that number, then you'll be signed up and you'll be able to get notifications.
Say that number one more time.
833-533-1968. And the word is Femagic VIP.
Okay, I'm just going to repeat it. 833-533-9638.
533-1968.
1968.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm just putting it on here. It will show up on all the platforms,
Okay.
right, in the comments section.
Thank
Um, Not a problem. My next question I wanted to ask was more about your products, right? I was looking at the Yoni, I believe it was Pearl.
Yes.
Which products of yours sell really great right now?
It's always my elixir, which is Vag Elixir, and that's the pH balancer, and then my feminine wash, which is Coochie Wa. Those are my top sellers.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
So Vag
for
helps with balances like bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, and vaginal dryness. Women have even reported it helping with uh, fungus, and what's the other one? The one parasite. But yeah, women have reported it helping even with fibroids as well. Yeah.
nice. And
Hmm.
fibroids is such a huge issue when
Yeah,
it comes to women.
especially. That's right.
In terms of looking at your following as an influencer, um, does that help in terms of leveraging your business on a larger scale?
Always, for like most of my years as an entrepreneur with my company Fem Magic, organically, I've used social media as a means of, increasing revenue. So yeah, absolutely. It's only since maybe last year that I started delving into other avenues um of promoting my company. But I got to seven figures organically through social media.
Okay. And tell us about your sorry.
Yes,
Um,
manifesting your meditation.
yeah.
Did that during 2020 during the pandemic when we were all inside. So every day I would be meditating live at 7 a.m. and everybody would join me. Large amount of people would join me for meditation. Who would have?
Love it.
So, and at the time, it would last a whole hour, like the meditation part itself. Now I only do the meditation for 30 minutes. And then I break off into talking to them on Tuesdays. I used to do it every day, but now I only do the free live on Tuesdays, and then I have a paid private group every day. So
Nice.
Manifest a Million Meditation is called that. I didn't call it that the first year because it was the first time I was doing it. But then when I created it, and I created a course out of it, I called it Manifest a Million Meditation because that's how I made my first seven figures. It wasn't through me increasing more my product production, um, promoting more or anything like that. The only thing I did differently was literally meditated and
Mm.
done well during my meditations.
Oh,
So is a call it Manifest a Million Meditation.
love it. And I love it because I think it's so empowering, and it's when you are engaged like that on such a regular basis and your audience is engaged with that, they're gaining so much from that experience,
Oh
which
yeah.
I really love.
Yeah, they love it. Which again to me is still shocking to me that they really love that type of enlightenment, that people want to sit there and just like breathe and meditate with you. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. So here's the thing. I have a question. I was just trying to find it. I wanted to go into your challenges as an entrepreneur, but I also, before I even dive into that, I wanted to ask you just to really go over the different ways that you make income from your business, right? You make money from your business. So you have feminine care products, you do events, you do courses, and you do. I'm missing something. You have a book, I believe.
Yeah.
So just wanted for entrepreneurs. Sorry, go ahead.
It's called Moon Magic.
Yes, and I think I thought it was a purple color. It
Yes.
was beautiful. Yes.
Hmm.
Um, for entrepreneurs watching right now, just want to showcase that you have a business that sells feminine care products, but you also branch off doing other things that also are in alignment with the products that you're selling. So
That's
you
right.
went, and there are different products, whether they're courses or events, they're different products, but it caters to your target audience and it fits perfectly with your brand, and it's in alignment.
Yeah.
Your 2020 word alignment. It's in alignment with your products and in alignment with your company. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to address that for anyone who's watching, so they can really learn from that as well.
Yeah.
I
For sure.
I wanted to know, what are the toughest challenges you've had to face as an entrepreneur, and how did you overcome it?
Um, Really, because I did not go to school for business or business management or anything business. I went to school for mental health counseling, and my master's is in mental health counseling, and my undergrad is in psychology. So I didn't have any experience with how to build a business, create a business, maintain a business, scale a business. So having to learn that, you know, and build this business brick by brick, and learning through my mistakes firsthand. For instance, maybe like 2 years ago, I I started with a third party fulfillment company, Ship Bob, and it was like a horrific experience for me because they got my products out to my customers like a month late, and it was just a horror story, losing customers from that, customers complaining. It was just so horrific, just a horror story for a business. So of course I had to end that partnership. it was just so bad. And just having to learn that, you know, firsthand was really horrible. Another thing is just like when I transferred from, I think it was WordPress. No, it wasn't WordPress. What's the other one?
Wix?
Squarespace
Yes.
to Shopify. And then because of the type of products I had at the time, I had CBD products. They shut my store down for like freaking 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 weeks worth of money. That time, that was I think that was last year when I started that. Yeah, I think that was last August. Yep. They shut my website down for 2 weeks, and that was just so stressful. I took to the trunk of my car, and told customers to meet me. I'm having a trunk sale, you know, so you got to get resourceful with it.
Yeah,
And
and that's very creative. I love it.
yeah, they met me out there and put the products up, you know, so that was dope. But like that was only one day as opposed to like 14 days of money
Mhm.
that needed to be made up for. So those are just some of the hiccups that I had to pivot from. But, you know, yeah, a part of me sometimes feels like, you know, I did take some business courses to avoid these setbacks, but you know, this is just my process and I respect it.
Yeah, it goes
Now
back to
it's
what you said.
different. I have coaches now, I have people hired now. It's different now. But before this, it was just a lot of learning firsthand. So yeah.
I agree because you mentioned that you have like coaches. Sorry, you have coaches. So it's always good to when as an entrepreneur you're going to it's trial and error in a lot of different things. You're going
Yeah.
to make mistakes. You're going to fall. You're going to get up. You're going to fall. It's like going to the gym and trying to meet your goal and always keep backsliding.
Yeah.
Um, in some sense, right? Not in the full realm of it. But
Yeah.
what I would say is trust the process,
Yeah.
keep going.
Hmm.
I like that you have a business coach. I have a business coach.
Hmm.
I think it's so helpful. It helps
Yeah.
because it's always good to hear another person's perspective. It's
Yeah.
always good to have someone who has your back to help
Yeah.
you strategize, who
Yeah.
is for you,
Exactly.
So
And
I
who's
love,
experience specific to business.
yeah,
That's my area of expertise, you know? So yeah.
definitely. Any tips you have for any entrepreneur who is wanting to get into the feminine product business and wanting to know any business tips that you've learned on your journey?
Well, I will be sharing that in a new course that I have coming out called Feminine Boss. But in the meantime, I would say meet yourself where you are. You know, a lot of times we don't launch our goals and our dreams because we want it to be so lofty and fancy, you know, that we want to see it as the end goal as opposed to where we are right now. Start from where you are right now financially, you know,
Hmm.
from much resources you have connections with right now. If you're not in a factory yet, you're making it from your home. Start where you are.
I
Um,
definitely
I
agree.
made it to seven figures from, and not only that, with like kind of rinky dink, not too professional labels on my products, but because what was in the bottle was so magical, they weren't worried about that. I had already built trust as a brand for them to buy whatever I put out there. You
Yeah,
know, the point is the fancy labels that's on my bottles now with the gold foil, I didn't have those when I made it to seven figures. You know what I mean? So meet yourself where you are, start where you are.
love it. And I agree with you on that, definitely. I wanted to get into the game. Oh, actually, before we get into the game, tell us more about the Divine Feminine Boss course that you just mentioned. What is it about? When does it start? How can people who are watching be a part of it?
So they can text that same number, 833-533-1968, and they can text the word FEMBOSS, FEMBOSS, to that number, and you'll be the first to learn when the course launches. But this is a step-by-step course on how I built my seven-figure feminine care brand brick by brick. So no, I don't have a degree in business, but because I built it from the ground, now I do. Okay. I can tell you all the ins and outs, how to avoid failures that I've already gone through, and just like the logistical stuff of how to get your business license and the LLCs and the EINs and things of that nature. They're going to get all of that along with, how to start their business, which companies to use to outsource from, and also just like how to tap into your feminine energy while doing so.
Okay, my battery on my laptop is about to die. I'm going to play a commercial and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, that was wild. I had to run and plug my my charger in the back of my laptop.
Okay.
Yeah. So so let's continue. We have a game. The game is called Business Confessions, and how it works is that I will tell you. I'll give you a business question, a scenario type of thing, and you will respond either with a lie or a confession, and then I'll guess which one it is.
Okay.
One moment. Okay. Tell me about a time when you were about to give up on a task, but instead you persevered and kept on going and succeeded.
Um, well, there was a time when I launched my program and I was about to give up, couldn't pay my rent, so I instead launched it online.
I can believe that. You know why? Because online is a lot cheaper than in person if you're doing like an event. And you still would get clients from online and you have a wider international audience.
That's right.
So I would say it's a confession.
It is.
Great. We're about to reach towards the ending of this podcast, but I wanted to know, what does the future hold for you?
The future holds an app called FemU, FemU app. And this app is dedicated to women entrepreneurs. So those who will be taking my Feminine Boss, my Divine Feminine Boss course, they'll have access to that app to then launch their business on that app. So this app is kind of like a woman's Amazon, where they can have friends, they can sell products, and it's all about women's health holistically, mind, body, soul, spirit, financial, relationship wise, all of that, along with courses, products, and services. So it's called FemU. And then, of course, I have my Feminine You conference happening in Atlanta at Coley Hotel on the 26th and 27th of August. And so those are the main big things that I have going on for now.
Okay. Well, you know what? Keep me posted. I would love to know more about it. And yeah. So
Thank
keep me posted. Yes.
It was thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you know what? It was so much fun. So it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
For everyone who is watching right now, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, thank you so much. And for everyone else, see you guys next week, Thursday. Bye, everyone.
If you enjoy our programming and want to help support Black entrepreneurship, please donate today. www.businesstakeout.com/donate.